We have a lot of low-level wind shear or spin in the low levels of our atmosphere, and the line of storms here at least is about perpendicular to that. So that's where we're able to maximize rotation. The first half of the storm is sleet and freezing rain. This could be a nasty line of winds, and that north and east side of the eye wall is where the strongest winds are. The rain snow line will kind of dance north and south of the metro, but it's going to be pouring snow that by lunchtime we're up to 4 inches on the south side. Glasses are a must-have. That's the only way you're going to see the eclipse.
Okay, got it.
Now
Thank you, Jacob.
ready.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Keep the expectations low,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So you're surprised when it warms up.
I like that.
We're waiting for our next change. It's this low pressure. It's kind of a cutoff low. Barely. The storm tracks south by only 10 to 20 miles. But that impacts a lot of you at home. The pea-sized hail is not severe hail, but it accumulates on the ground. It almost looks like snow. Storm surge is going to be the primary risk for these coastal communities. Very active solar cycle. It's possible that as far south as I-70. This warm front, our key player tonight, right up I-35, the strongest winds here from Emporia, now closing in towards Pomona and Ottawa. That's why we had the ice and freezing rain in the metro. Now it's a thin warm layer. Back west, we're now starting to see some pockets and breaks in the snow. Thunder snow possible up towards the north. That's how dynamic and heavy this snow is going to be. It's humidity driven, not necessarily temperature driven. But the warm front is adding a little bit more fuel, or what we call instability, to the atmosphere. From low color here in yellow to medium color in orange, and by November 1st we should be at peak. Moments away here from the doors opening, and in my arms I've got one of the resident reptiles.
Ooh.
But the good news is that the humidity going to be much more comfortable for the rest of the week. So still muggy tomorrow, across the North Pole, bringing this cold air further south, and so that all spills into the Midwest. However, this is not the big chunk of the system. Tuesday is the much more impactful day. That's when we get 3 to 5 inches of snow here in the metro. Ready for this. This is our storm right now. It's still in the Pacific. It's moving into Oregon here in the next few hours. It's amazing that in 24 hours, this is going to be crossing the Rockies, entering the plains, heading towards us. So right now, the clouds have kind of moved back in. Our temperatures hovering here in the low 30s, 32 up in Clay County. It's 33 in Olathe and Lawrence, Harrisonville at 36. These are the warmest temps we'll see for at least the next week. We are forecasting 32, 31 our official high. So that's another verified forecast from Fox 4, certified most accurate according to Weather Rate for the last 4 years running. So here are the top 3 things that I want you to know about this winter storm. And the first one is the timing, okay? 4 p.m. Saturday is the earliest the wintry mix of sleet and freezing drizzle could begin. It's more likely after dinner time, but 4 p.m. Saturday to 8 p.m. Sunday, that's when snow will finally taper off as ice and sleet turn to heavy snow. On Sunday, we are expecting near blizzard conditions. And talking with the National Weather Service, there's a chance some of our area may need a blizzard warning at some point. We're going to watch that criteria. Wind gusts over 35 miles per hour, blowing snow, low visibility. That's dangerous to be outside in on Sunday afternoon. South of I-70, ice is a significant threat and could lead to power outages, pretty widespread, further south of the Kansas City metro. So this is what the timing is going to look like, and this starts 3 p.m. Saturday, taking us through 3 a.m. on Monday. Okay, so this is the winter storm warning. The first half of the storm is sleet and freezing rain, Saturday dinner time through, say, Sunday breakfast. Okay, so 12 hours of sleet and freezing rain. So when you wake up on Sunday morning, there may not be much snow outside, but we are not done yet because the snow is going to fall for over 12 hours Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, and that's the near blizzard conditions with high winds beginning overnight as well. So let's walk hour by hour here through Microcast. There's noon Saturday. That's when you should be doing your final errands, maybe grabbing a few more things before you try to hunker down on Saturday night. There's 5 o'clock. Again, not widespread wintry mix, but a little bit of sleet and freezing rain starting to move through. It becomes more widespread later Saturday night. There's 10 o'clock, and that's where we start to get this glaze of ice, some of these piles of sleet that turn into a sheet of ice on the roadways. And through 6 a.m., the ice will be falling. Sunday morning between 6 and 8 a.m. we transition from sleet and ice to snow And once we transition to snow, it is going to be pouring snow, thunder snow, strong winds, near blizzard conditions. I mean, we're in the heavy snow, temperatures in the teens, wind chills in the single digits. The heavy snow still falling at dinner time Sunday, and it doesn't wrap up until after dinner time Sunday night with clear and much colder air next week. So here's what it's going to look like maybe out your window. So I've got the Northland, okay, Platte and Clay counties. This is the snow accumulation over time this weekend. And then I've got Johnson County, Wyandotte, and Jackson County, the south side of the metro. So again, 6 p.m. Saturday to 6 a.m. Sunday, 1 to 2 inches fall. So you wake up Sunday morning, aha, they're wrong. Nope. That happens pretty quickly through the day on Sunday. By lunchtime, we had a couple inches. We had even more inches by dinner time. And so in the south end of the metro, we're up to 6 inches. The Northland, we're up to 10 or more. So here's our latest forecast for the Kansas City metro, 6 to 12 now here, essentially from the south end of the 435 loop northwards. If you live south of the 435 loop, Olathe, Raymore, Harrisonville, 3 to 6 inches, with this zone up towards 36 Highway, Chillicothe to St. Joe, in a 10 to 15 jackpot zone where we could get over a foot in a few spots. So again, dinner time Saturday I think is okay, but as we get later and later Saturday night, the roads go downhill. Sunday is just going to be a mess and possibly downright dangerous. Here's the ice threat. Really south of the metro is where I expect major power outage potential from, say, Mound City, Garnett on the Kansas side to Butler, Clinton, Warsaw. We're talking over a third of freezing rain on the power lines. That's not ideal. We could get a glaze of that on the elevated surfaces here in the metro. The south side of the metro, Cass, Miami, Johnson County, kind of in this spotty power outage zone with some hazardous roads. I do want to remind you, our confidence is still very high on impactful travel and dangerous travel. It's very high on the wind speeds and blizzard potential, and we're now pretty confident in the precip timing. Our snow and ice totals could still shift. We're about 24 hours away, but it has trended higher in confidence since this time yesterday. Again, a reminder behind all of this, there's your coldest morning, Tuesday morning down to -6 here in Kansas City. So a big winter storm. Again, remember the basics, the timing starting 4 p.m. Saturday and the snow ends at 8 p.m. Sunday. Wow. So it's more than 24 hours. And it's going to be interesting to see, 6 to 12 is now our forecast. And when you wake up Sunday morning, there may only be an inch on the ground. It's going to be pouring snow by midday Sunday and Sunday afternoon. We're talking 2 inches an hour maybe.
Can't stress enough to stay home Sunday if you absolutely can.
Yeah, and I don't want people to say get out of the house Sunday morning because, oh, there's only an inch, we'll drive around. Well, then an hour later there's 4 and it's blowing snow. That gets dangerous pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Those are our 2 rotational spots here in Ray County, and the storm is moving towards the north and east at about 50 miles per hour. So I'll put a storm track on this, and that puts an ETA for Richmond at 11:55. So again, Rayville, Richmond, Henrietta, you should be in your tornado safe place now. I've given you about a 10-15 minutes heads up. Rayville just before midnight, Dockery 12:02, Millville 12:07. So 2 areas of rotation, a tornado warning for Ray County until 12:15. There's still more active tornado warnings further south, and it looks like we're getting in some possible final reports from those as well. So this is what the storm looks like right now. A quick wider view for you. We have 2 tornado warnings further south, 2 a little bit closer to the Missouri River. These are the ones for Ray County, northern Lafayette County. And then Joe's been tracking the ones further south, approaching Warrensburg and also near Creighton, Missouri. So we have 4 tornado warnings just east of the Kansas City metro.